Hi, I'm Michelle Begue with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. Brazil has terrestrial borders with how many countries? We'll have the answer later. This week, Latin America is one of the most celebratory places on the planet. As one of their own, Argentina is the winner of the 2022 World Cup. Argentina has now won the coveted FIFA title an impressive 3 times, but the last time they took home the trophy was 36 years ago, in 1986, and before that in 1978. So the long wait for victory has had fans of Argentina and football star Lionel Messi euphoric. Celebrations are happening all around the world. Check out these emotional images of Venezuelan migrants on the Mexico side of the U.S. border. They're watching the World Cup final as they wait to enter the United States. The migrants, who have endured difficult days on their journey up north, expressed that they felt the win was more than just for Argentina. It was a win for all South America. Now let's go to my colleague Joel Richards, who has been at the historic celebrations in Argentina. He can share with us why this happy ending was much needed this year.
There were smiles, there were tears, there were songs, and there were a lot of sunburnt faces. An estimated 5 million people took to the streets in Buenos Aires to welcome back the world champions this week in Argentina. Since Gonzalo Montiel scored the winning penalty against France on Sunday, this country has just been a carnival, a fiesta, and it's seen an emotional outpouring. Tuesday's victory parade was historic. Never has Argentina seen so many people out to celebrate. It took the team bus several hours just to move a few miles towards the city. The plans had been for the players to go to the obelisk to celebrate with fans, but when 2 men tried to jump onto the bus from a bridge, authorities ended the parade there and then. Players ended up being flown over the city in helicopters as the celebrations drew to an end. This World Cup has been so important for Argentines for many reasons. They're passionate about their football. They've waited 36 years since Diego Maradona lifted the trophy in 1986 to win this now 3rd World Cup. It was the first World Cup for captain Leo Messi, finally crowning his astonishing career with this title. It was also the first tournament since Maradona's death, and people still feel very emotional about Maradona. And when we add the social and the economic context in Argentina, where they have one of the highest inflation rates in the world, we see just a part of what was behind these extraordinary scenes of this past week.
Now we go to Peru, where the political crisis has been bubbling for the past several weeks and has reached now a boiling point. Deadly clashes are taking place after the ousting of President Pedro Castillo. The new president, Dina Boluarte, has refused to resign amid the violent protests that have claimed more than 20 lives. Boluarte is asking Congress to approve early elections. Former President Pedro Castillo is still being detained and investigated on charges of rebellion and conspiracy. Peru's tourism industry is understandably being hit by the civil unrest. In Cusco and Machu Picchu, Peru's tourism hotspots, tourists have been stranded because of the interruption of railway operations. In Guatemala, the fight against corruption is seeing setbacks. A Guatemalan judge recently sentenced a senior anti-corruption prosecutor to a 4-year jail term. Critics say the sentencing of Virginia La Parra is a blatant attempt to undermine the fight against corruption. La Parra was found guilty of abuse of authority. She has already been imprisoned for 10 months. Now let's check out the stories we're following for next week. Colombia's Gorgona Island is in the center of an environmental debate. Environmental groups are asking the government to halt plans to build a Coast Guard station. They fear the fragile ecosystem would be endangered by the construction of the dock. Those defending the dock say it would help manage ecotourism better in a place that is a paradise of biological diversity and only attracted 6,400 visitors last year. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is C. Brazil's 16,885 kilometers worth of land borders, also known as terrestrial borders, connect with all of South America's countries except Chile and Ecuador. That's a total of 10 countries. Another interesting fact about Brazil, it's so big it has 4 time zones. And that's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.